Hi Angus, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Today we're just going to be talking about your nutrition. So I just want to cover a couple of things about your daily nutritional intake. How would you describe your daily routine? What do you usually eat, for example, on a daily basis?
I eat everything mostly, and usually, I will have rice or noodles like for most of my meals, and meat and some veggies.
Okay, so judging that you just said that you eat vegetables, how many serves of vegetables do you think you eat per day?
I would say one serve per meal. Like I usually only have 2 meals, so like my lunch.
So maybe 2 to 3 serves per day maximum. Okay. Do you eat any fruit?
Not much these days.
Not much these days. Okay. That's one point that we need to improve on. The reason why I say this is because fruits are a very good natural way to snack because they are very fibrous. They have a lot of vitamins as well. They're very healthy, and they don't tend to have as much sugar as in comparison to others, like other snacks like chocolates and Redskins, for example. So judging by the fact that you eat rice and noodles for most of the meals, I suppose you wouldn't be eating a lot of bread and cereals.
Yeah.
So how many servings do you think that do you eat any bread per day?
No, to be honest, I don't eat any. Like
So
very
no.
occasionally, maybe once or twice a month.
No, okay, so 0 to 1 serves per day. Yeah, that's very useful to know. How many, do you eat any dairy by any chance?
Dairy?
Yeah, dairy products.
Sorry.
Yeah, excuse me. All good.
So I eat dairy product. I mean cheese, eggs, kind of things.
Yeah, so cheese, like, or milk, anything that revolves milk, cheese, eggs.
I always have dairy in most of the time in my meals, but like it's hard to tell like if it's how many serves. But
So, for example, what kind of dairy would you eat in a meal?
like cheese, sometimes I maybe like a bit of a snack like with cheese as well. It's not always.
So, say that you have cheese in your meal. How much would it be approximately? Like, is it a large portion? Is it a small portion?
100 grams. Like if I add on my pasta or something like that.
100 grams. Yeah, that would be one serve.
Yeah.
That would be one serve. Is that included in just one meal per day?
Yeah, I would say 1 meal per day. Like I don't have cheese for every single meal.
Okay. And what about meat?
I basically have meats like on all my meals.
All my meals. So do you reckon you would have more than 4 to 5 serves per day?
No, still like 1 to 2 serves.
Two,
Per meal.
maybe 2 to 3?
Well, yeah, 2 to 3 per day.
Okay, that's good. And what about discretionary choices such as chocolate, soft drinks, biscuits, hot chips, anything that's deep fried?
I don't really eat much snacks. I do drink soft drinks, maybe like
Okay.
once or twice a week max.
Okay.
And deep fry. Deep fry also like once or twice a week.
So that will add up maybe to 4 to 6 serves per week. Okay. So adding up, conclusionary, you have lower than average vegetable intake and fruit. So I would have you to increase vegetable intake least 4 to 5. Even 6 serves per day is actually not too bad. Vegetables are really good for you, and they do not have a high caloric intake. And also they do tend to have a very high fibrous content, which help you with your digestion and also feeling fuller for longer periods of time and with less energy. Also with fruits, I do need to see you having at least 2 serves a day if it's possible. So they do help you a lot with vitamins, so they're very healthy for you. If you really don't like fruits, I would still rather you have half a glass of juice, just so you can take those vitamins in. But I would still prefer you to have the actual fruit, because when you juice a fruit, it loses all its fibrous content, which essentially defeats the purpose of having fruit. And as for bread and cereal, if your goal is to gain muscle, obviously, since you are eating a lot of carbs, like rice and pasta, you wouldn't necessarily need to increase your bread and cereal intake, but I would definitely have you decrease your rice and pasta intake, like not for every single meal per day. That will generally add up to a very high carb intake, which can mean good, but at the same time it can be ineffective, because while you're gaining muscle, it can be also easy to gain fat along with muscle as well, because carbs are very easily to be converted into fat energy. It's the easiest one actually. And I would still have you increase your dairy, due to the main reason that they do have a very good source of protein, natural source of protein, and they have various nutritional benefits such as calcium, which benefit in bone density and bone health in general. And as for meat, 2 to 3 serves per day is okay. It's a normal standard. But what I would normally do is I would have meat maybe once per day, and generally not of the same type. Like I wouldn't have red meat every single day, like lamb or pork. I would alternately switch from red meat to poultry. Poultry you can have 2 to 3 times per week, generally based on the dietary guidelines, and red meat maybe not so much, around 2 to 3 times per month, so it will equal maybe once per week, I reckon. And as for discretionary choices, I would have you reduce your discretionary choices to maybe as less as possible, 0 to 3 times per week. Especially fried chips, like anything that's deep fried, because anything that's deep fried basically consumes all the oil. It drains all the oil, and that oil tends to generally skyrocket the caloric content that it has. Because, say for example, 1 teaspoon of olive oil would have 120 calories. Imagine draining all that olive oil when you dip it in the deep fryer. It would skyrocket the calories to a massive extent. Not to mention it has been various studies that it's very toxic to eat deep fried food. So generally speaking, I need to see an increase in veggies and vegetables as well as increasing a little bit of your dairy intake. Not much, maybe one portion or one serve per day, for example. Decrease your discretionary choices to maybe 3 max per week, and try to keep as natural as possible. So as for carbs, cereals and breads, you don't really need to increase your intake because you're already consuming a lot of carbs. I would generally have you decrease your carb intake to maybe 2 to 3 serves per day. Having rice and pasta for every single meal will practically accumulate to 5 to 6 serves per day. So that's all for today, and hopefully again I see you soon.